Hey there, Facebook, YouTube. Happy Thursday. I almost told you happy Friday. Let's see here. There we go. I'm seeing myself live on the YouTubes. Say hello when you find me. Happy Thursday, everybody. I've got a little challenge for you for our craft social. Yes, I do. It is a triangle treat box. You guys asked me for this one. We did this one as a, oh gosh, I don't even remember. It was a little ladybug one. And I showed you guys this triangle treat box, the ladybug one, and the sample auction that we did a couple of months ago. And everybody was like, can you do it again? Can you do it again? So here it is. Cute little triangle box. And today we're going to make a birthday party in a box. So this is it. Hey, Joy, Jessica, Pam, I'm glad you guys are here. Jessica says, hello, everyone. Hello, Jessica. Happy Thursday. Nisha says, hello from Tucson. Hello, my friend. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you think the project is cute. It's really fun. It's an easy one to make. I stopped at my grocery store and my Dollar Tree, which is right next door to each other. My daughter Desi is cake decorator at the Jewel, and she's been using these Lindt birthday cake truffles on her birthday cakes at the bakery. She's like, Mom, you gotta get some of those for your birthday in a box, all right? So it's a birthday party in a box. It's a Lindt birthday cake. I got them at my local grocery store. So check your grocery or discount stores, maybe your Walmart, Meijer, Target. I'm not sure. I looked for them on Amazon, but the one place that had them didn't have any currently. And we just picked up some birthday candles. These are rose golds. I thought they were kind of neat with the color palette we got going on here. That was from the Dollar Tree. I got some pearlescent balloons from the Dollar Tree. I don't know, let's do pink and green maybe. There we go. Get some fun going on there. And then I got these little noisemakers at the Dollar Tree. Kind of fun. And then they all fit right into, so you got a whole party. You got balloons, candles, noisemaker, you got some birthday cake, and your little party box opens up and then flaps down. And the inside message, happy birthday. And then there's your party. You could throw a book of matches in here, or a little match box might fit, but a book would definitely fit. And there's your noisemaker. Happy birthday candle, balloons, and some birthday cake. All in one little box. What do you think? Is that fun? I hope you like it. Nisha says, cute finds, right? I haven't been to the Dollar Tree in a while, you guys. Used to be my favorite place to just kind of wander for inspiration, but I haven't been there in a little while. I've done these birthday cake or birthday parties. I've done birthday parties in a mug. I've done birthday parties in a box before. But this is something, you get 6 little horns in a pack. So if you went and bought one of each of those things, you could make 6 of these boxes and just have them on hand. Nobody's ever forgotten then. It's a really, it looks like it was very thoughtful. It's a great way to acknowledge a birthday and just have them on hand so that you can do that easily. And so I love this jar, the sweet jar bundle. It's new. You can get the sweet jar photopolymer stamp set and bundle it up with the punch. Save 10%. And let's see here. Hey, Virginia, I'm glad you're here. Hi, Linda. Let's see here. Oh, Essie's here. Hello, Esmeralda. How are you? Hi, Jan. Happy Thursday. Jan, I have to call you after this. I see you've been texting me. I did a, video marathon. So let's see. I'm not getting any comments on the Facebook on my other device. So let me just pop over here and see what you're doing. I knew you guys were there. Hey, Corrine. Joy says hello. Hello. I'm glad you're here, you guys. Thank you for sharing. You guys who share make a big difference. All right. So I got a couple of things going on here. Pam says, so cute making muffins with my little granddaughter, but hoping to catch some crafting with you. I'll have a replay for you too. Have fun with your granddaughter. I'm glad we can be a part of it. Marla says, cute, super cute box. I love making this box. You can fit lots of goodies in it. It actually holds surprisingly lot of stuff. And that's part of the problem we got with it around here is it holds a lot of stuff. You can put a surprisingly a lot of stuff or a surprisingly big stuff in it. The bottom of the triangle is 3 inches. So is it 3 by 3? I don't remember. Let me look really quick. 3 by 3, I think it is. Yeah. So yeah, this bottom of this triangle, my triangle box is 3 by 3. So it actually does fit a surprisingly big or surprisingly lot of stuff. Corey says I spend way too much when I go to Dollar Tree, right? It's so deceiving. You're like, oh, $1. Well, first of all, it's a buck and a quarter tree. And then when you find cute stuff and they just pile up in your cart, you're like, oh, I got a stamp set for that. And you got to get them all, right? I know. I love me some Dollar Tree inspiration. Amazon's kind of taking over my inspiration browsing. And I have a cart full there too. All right, so this is our treat today. It is that triangle treat box that we were showing in the sample auction. You guys asked me to do this one. There will be a project sheet for this, printable project sheet on the blog, I think later today. We are cruising through our work this week, but it's been a busy week. This is matching cards to In Color Club. Today is the last day for our In Color Club, our monthly In Color Club members to place their order to qualify for the Strawberry Slush In Color Club. This is our matching card, and it will also be available as a stamp and stick card class next month. All right, so the matching card class for this treat is coming to In Color Club members first, and then as a stamp and stick card class in July. And there's also going to be a Jar of Joy stamp set that's coming from Stampin' Up. So you got the Jar of Sweets bundle. Oh, hey there. Hi, guys. That's so funny. The Jar of Sweets bundle that's available right now, but pre-order for July online exclusives included the Jar of Joy stamp set. Let me show you that one. And there will also be a Jar of Joy stamp and stick card class next month. You guys made the stamp and stick card class a huge, huge success. Thank you. They sold out. We didn't even get all the way through Saturday. We showed it on Friday. We didn't even get all the way through Saturday. So we are making more stamp and stick card class packets this time around. There will be 2 in July. Jar of Sweets and then Jar of Joy, Christmas in July. All right. Those of you who ordered the stamp and stick card class for June, we have just left to label those and add the pressed flower motifs. So those will go out next week with Card Club. Card Club is on schedule for the 20th. Let's see. I got a lot of housekeeping for you guys today. I've got a bit of a headache though, so bear with me. We are trying to fill up another round of the two-tone paper sampler, you guys. I don't have quite enough interest yet. We need 24 people or a combination thereof. If you are interested in getting the two-tone cardstock sampler, we're keeping a list. We need a few more to show that they're interested. So two-tone cardstock pack. There we go. It's 1 6x6 sample of every two-tone cardstock plus willow white. The two-tone cardstock comes in 12 by 12 packs of 12 sheets. There's 54 colors. So if you don't want to buy all 54 colors right now, but you want some of each of the 54 colors, let me know. If we can get a few more people interested, we can do another one of these samplers. These are found on page 77 of the annual catalog. We're going to give you a half sheet, 6 by 12 of each. They are in order of the catalog, page 77, and you'll get one of each of all the gorgeous two-tone cardstocks. If you want 2 of each, we will do 2 of each and give you one 6 by 12 sheet or one 12 by 12 sheet. So you can tell me if you want one sampler or if you want 2 samplers. We had to check and see if there would be any additional postage for keeping it whole, and there will not be. So you can just do one sampler, 6 by 12, one of each, or 2 samplers, 12 by 12 of each, all right? If you're interested in doing it, it includes shipping, and one sampler is, let's see here, where's my paper? I don't want to say it wrong. One 12 by 12 or one 6 by 12 sampler pack is $38. If you want to do 2, you can do for $70. So it's not even going to be double. We found a good way to ship it that will actually save you a little bit if you want to double up. All right, so email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com if you want us to add you to that list. If you've already shown some interest, you've emailed me or commented on the last live that you're interested, we've got you on a list and we're going to send out an email. All right, so let's see here. Somebody says, such a cute project, cute box. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me get this back in its bag. Hang on just a second, and then we'll... All right, you guys. How's everybody doing? Can you hear me and can you see me? Because I'm getting a little error here that I don't know if it's serious or not. I look a little frozen on a second device on Facebook, but YouTube seems to be streaming pretty good. So let me know what you guys are seeing, okay? Give me some comments. Let's see here. Jan says, no worries. I figured you were recording. Thank you. I will catch up with you very soon, my friend. Kim says, such a cute project. I'm glad you like it. Somebody let me know if you can hear me and see me. Will there be a paper share and sketches for the fall mini catalog? Yes, and there will be a mini sampler for the July online exclusives. There's 4 new papers that are coming July online exclusives, and we're going to do a little mini sampler and sketch series. All right, I'm not having that error anymore, and I had everybody else get off of the internet. I look like I'm flowing pretty good on this device. Nancy says we're streaming on both. No issues, Nancy. You can hear me, see me, not too crazy. Let's see. All right, housekeeping. We talked about paper sampler. Reach out to me if you want to do a 2-tone cardstock sampler. We dropped the news about the mini sampler that's coming. It'll be next month for the online exclusives. There's 4 new designer series papers, so we'll have a little mini sampler. Let's see. What other housekeeping do I have for you? Oh, paper sampler people. If you participated in our paper sampler, tomorrow starts our sketch series. So our live video tomorrow is going to be shortcut card sketch number 16. We're going to debut that one. Shortcut card sketch number 16, special edition. And we're going to make a fun card with it that will work as like a little, okay, let me show you tomorrow. You join me tomorrow at noon if you can. Yeah, Nancy says on both. Yeah, on both. Do samples. Awesome. Julie says, hello, I've missed you, lady, including Zoom calls. I'm hoping to catch up eventually. That's all right. We'll see you on In Color Zoom if you can make it. I'm glad you're here today. Tomorrow I'll be live with shortcut card sketch number 16 special edition and this fun card. We're going to use the Notes and Totes bundle and make a thank you card. And the little Notes and Totes has a space where you can pop a little treat, like maybe a little short wrap treat, like a flat one, like a Ghirardelli square or one of those little sun-kissed fruit gems, Or I like So Grateful, a true story. Put a little money in there. You can do a tip for your hairdresser, your delivery guys, your house cleaners. When you leave the hotel, you could leave a little tip in there. I thought that was kind of a cute way to do it. So Grateful, true story. You can turn that to a, congratulations or happy birthday or something else and put a little cash or a check in there. But that's our tomorrow at noon. So join me tomorrow at noon, and it's our first of the shortcut card sketches for our summer sampler series. All right, let's take a look here. Still not showing any comments on Facebook over here, so I'll flip over from time to time right here, but we're going to get started in just a minute. Facebook, how are you doing? Pam says, hear and see, yes. And Kathy says, I can hear you and see ya. Hey, Ruth, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. Happy Thursday. All right, so the box that we have today is a one that you guys requested. You guys saw this one from our sample auction. We had a little ladybug one. It's a triangle treat box. We've done this one before, but you guys want to see it again, so here it is. Got party on the outside, happy birthday on the inside, and it's a whole party in a box. I've got a Lindt birthday cake truffle, a candle, a couple of balloons, and a noisemaker. So it's a whole party in a box. I got my things at the Dollar Tree, and the horns were 6 in a bag. So you might as well just, if you're going to do it and go get the little noisemakers, you might as well just make 6, have them on hand. It's a really thoughtful thing, even when somebody's birthday like sneaks up on you, or you just found out, or you didn't know, have them in your drawer at the office, or have them in your bag in your car, not with the candy in it. It'll make it greasy if it melts, but have them just kind of ready to go on hand. 6 of them if you're going to make them, because you got 6 horns. And then you can, throughout the whole year, have a cute little birthday acknowledgement on hand, even when it sneaks up on you or you didn't know, you just found out. Whoever receives this will feel very acknowledged and celebrated. And so I hope that you like the idea and that you love the project. Let's get to this treat box. It is a repeat. We've done this one before, but it's a really cutie, and you guys wanted to see this one. What did we do it for? Oh, it was an exclusive tutorial. So maybe we haven't done this one on the blog before. Maybe we did this one only as an email exclusive. February 2022, it was an email exclusive. I don't know if we've done it on the blog. All right, here is our parts and our template. I've got to get my little Velcro out of there. It's ready for me. All right, let's see. For this box, we've talked about our treats. We need a 9 3/4 by 7 inch cardstock. 9 3/4 by 7 inches. I've got Pool Party. And then we've got some Designer Series paper here. We need, for the outside, 2 pieces that are 2 3/8 by 2 7/8. For the inside, 1 piece that is 2 7/8 by 2 3/8. So I've got 2 different colors or patterns, and then matching for the outside, 1 for the inside. I've got, for my little flap on the outside, 2 7/8 by 3/4 and 2 7/8 by 1 1/4. I think that's 1 1/4. Let me just check. It'll be on the project sheet. Might be a little bit. Yeah, by 1 1/4. And that's for the outside flap. For the inside, a little contrast, 2 7/8 by 3/4. And this is all the, I forget the name of the 2. There's 2 papers that just came out, and they're both flowers, and it's got me bonkers. I cannot remember the one name from the other one. It's really bad. I'm using the same paper 2 days in a row, though. We're going to do it today, and we're going to do it tomorrow on a card, and they look really very totally different. So I hope you like seeing the variety. What is this one called? I've lost it, so I can't even tell you what it's called. Yep. Not even Cool Ranch. It's not the Florals in Bloom that was just released. It's the other one. The other flower that was just released. It'd be in your paper sampler. Isn't that bad? I don't know. Where's my catalog? Because I can't find the paper pack, and I just had it this morning. Anybody know the name of the other flower one so that I can be put out of my misery of looking? I really don't know how it got this far lost. Let's see. Anybody on the comments here? You guys know the name of that other one? Floral Impressions. Yes! This one. All right, so we're going to use it tomorrow with our paper sampler card anyway. Not that one. This one. This is the one. This is Floral Impressions, you guys. And you'll see that we're going to use it tomorrow when I showed you this floral right here, right? And it looks totally different in tomorrow's card than it looks today's project, because look at the awesome nearly solid sides. Good paper, right? This is part of a suite, so it is buy one get one half off right now, as are all these awesome designer series papers. So check out the buy one get one half off sale. And there is our paper. And I got a little die cutting and punching done for you too. So let me show you those. I already did my lid with silver foil and the jar punch. So that one's done. And then I have a little heart. This is Strawberry Slush two-tone cardstock. So see the difference? Let me show you next to each other, side by side. Really pretty effect you can get with that two-tone cardstock. All right, so we're gonna use one of those, and I cut that ahead using the Hearts of Elegance dies. These are last chance right now. Love these. It's the pierced one. Okay, and I did this little guy. This is the Greetings of the Seasoned die, and this one here is our tag. So cut one out of white and then cut 1 1/4 inch off. That's our outside tag. Then after I trimmed out these big sections of cardstock from my template, then I ran this die again, just cut a piece out of the scrap and then cut the piece out of the scrap down to 1 1/4. All right, so those are our pieces. Now let's get our party started over here. Got my Simply Score tool. You guys are the best. Thank you for finding the name of my designer paper. All right, and then we gotta get that in there nice and straight. Otherwise, it's distracting. We're gonna go the 9 3/4 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 3/4 and 4 1/4. 7 1/4. Then we'll rotate to the 7-inch side, and we're going to score at 2 and 5. Now this little side right here, this where you scored at 1 3/4, there's a shorter tab. This side is shorter than this side, so just keep track of that for a minute, because then you will certainly cut off the You'll certainly cut off the correct segments if you just keep that one in sight. Let's work these score lines with a bone folder and pop over here while we do that. All right. Hey, Deidre, I'm glad you're here. Ruth says, no, I've been missing you for too many weeks, but I'm here now. I'm glad you're here. I hope that you like the treat box. All right, so this treat box is going to be our challenge on the Craft Social this week. Any paper, any stamp set, any color combination, any occasion that you want to make this treat box for is fair game. You make this box, this triangle treat box, with your Stampin' Up! Supplies, and then share it with us on the Craft Social. You have until Tuesday to share and be considered for prizes. You can share anytime, but you have until Tuesday. What is that, June? I don't know. My thing's not doing. June 17th to share your triangle tree box to be considered for prize patrol. And yeah, any rules are simple. Primarily Stampin' Up! Supplies. Please do not link away from the craft social. Please do not promote yourself any other Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or craft company. No buy, sell, trade. As long as you can follow those rules, we want you to come and play. All right, let's trim this down. And Wanda says, sorry if this is off subject, but I tried to purchase the Pretty Florals bundle, which is part of a suite, and the Sunrise Sailing bundle. However, the items are not doing the one at 50% off. That is because of your sailing bundle, your Sunrise Sailing bundle. Let me just verify and make double sure. It has to be a suite product. It's not a bundle for bundle. It's got to be part of a suite. And I am almost 100%, I would say like 99.9% certain that the sailing bundle is where you're going sideways, Wanda. Thank you for asking, Wanda. Really thank you for asking, because I'm sure you're not the only one who's coming up on this, because this sale is a little exciting. We'll put it that way. It's been fun. I think I've placed like, I don't know how many orders. 13 orders this month, because you have to be sure that you have 2 suite products, and it includes products that are suites currently or that were suites in the past. It also, for demonstrators, includes the pre-order suites. And so if you've got suite items, you want to have suite items that are about the same price. Yep, it's your Sunrise Sailing bundle. That is the problem. Wanda, this one is an online exclusive release and not part of a suite. So that's why it's not going half price for you. Got to get a bundle and a bundle that were both part of suites. Does that help? Hopefully that helps everybody. That was a great question that I think maybe you're not the only one who will benefit from the answer. So yeah, you're going to have to find a second bundle that you like from a suite, so that the Pretty Florals one, or whichever one's the lower price one, will drop off to the 50% off. It's a fun sale if you like games, because it's a puzzle that you have to put together. But thank you for trying to place the order, and I hope that there's other things on your wish list that are part of the suite. All right, so we have this little skinnier segment, and we're keeping an eye on where that one is. You want it in your right hand, because you're going to cut off these 2 segments, top and bottom, right? And you know these 2 are bigger. You want those 2 on your left side, and those we'll address in just a minute. It's really important, because you don't want to end up with this one and this one left. It's this, which is your bottom segment, and you want those left. All right, so small segment on the right. We're going to go and remove these 2 sections right here. So just write down, remove the score line, go to the second score line, and then cut this one off. Now that you know you got the right one, other side, from that small tab, go down 2 score lines and cut that off. Really good question. Okay, so the other thing about this buy one get one half price sale is there's a bunch of stuff that's on last chance and discounted, and you might not remember it as being part of a suite. So when you throw 2 bundles that were both parts of suite in your cart, and then you put something off the last chance list that you're like, oh, well, let me just add some ribbon or an embellishment on there since I placed an order anyways, and then you find that your bundle that was half price moves back up on your list to full price, and that ribbon that you're adding from the last chance list, that goes to half price instead, right? So it's got to be an item that is in a suite, was in a suite, or is an entire suite and it's going to take the lowest price item and half off that. All right. So does that help you guys as you're planning your orders? All right. So we've got our 2 segments off. Now we just have to take these 2 in the corner off. Let's go ahead and do that. Nancy says you can always buy the dies full price and get the stamp half off. So if you've decided, Wanda, that you don't really want another bundle that was part of a suite, then you can place an order. If those are the only 2 suite items that are on your order, you can order the stamps and the dies for the pretty floral separately. Don't use the bundle, because half off the dies, or I mean half off the stamp set, and dies full price will be just a little bit less than the bundle discount. All right. So you can play the game that way too. All right. There's our template. And now these are the pieces that I just ran the die. And you don't have to run the whole die, this whole guy, because you're only interested in, 1 1/4 inches off the end there. So that's what I did for my little layer. Ran the die, cut it down to 1 1/4 inches, got that. And then these cutoffs are a little more valuable. We're good for that. All right, we got to do our gusset part now. Let's see here. Christina says, had visitors, so I'm just tuning in. All right, this is what we're making. This is the triangle treat box. I just did a sample auction a couple of months ago and showed a bunch of samples that we made. And everybody was really excited over the triangle treat box we were auctioning off. So we're doing that one. Can you make it again? Everybody said yes. I'd love to make it again. It was an email exclusive. I don't know if I ever did it on the blog. So there's our little treat box, and inside are a couple of balloons, a noisemaker, a birthday cake lint. It's a whole birthday party in a box. All right, let's get our gussets on. The gussets are on these 2 panels, and you want to mark half. It's going to be about 1 1/2 inches, but it depends on how much you cut off, right? I cut off the score lines, so this is a little bit less than 3-inch panel. So I'm going to mark center by going just a little bit short of 3, a little bit past 1, mark 1 1/2, and I'll use my little friction pen. I love this thing. It's erasable. It erases with heat. I use them in my calendar too. This is the one for my calendar. Pink is personal. So when I put something in my calendar that's a personal event, I use my friction pen. I can put those in the description if you like the idea of using the friction pens. They're really good for keeping calendars, because I always feel like I can't put it in the calendar because what if it doesn't happen? But when I put it in friction pen, if I need to move it or something changes, I can just do that. And then when I'm doing my treats like this, I can, where I need to mark something, I can go ahead and mark and then use that mark. And then if I need to erase it, it's really easy to clean up. All right, so what we're doing is we're going to put the ruler on the extreme end at the bottom, on the mark at the top, and then make a little triangle gusset. I've got my stylus from my Simply Score tool. Run that back and forth a couple of times, and then angle the opposite way on the mark down to the corner here, and give it a score. All right, let's get the friction pen and erase the mark, and then we can work that with a bone folder. Love it, love it. And where did I put my bone folder? Anybody see it? Ah, there it is. Christina says, I use the erasable highlighters. Also, I love them for Bible journaling. Yeah, they don't sink through. I love them too. Sue Shay says, hey, just joining from rainy Minneapolis. Hey, Sue, I'm glad you're here. I don't know. We're not supposed to get much rain this week at all, but it looks a little gray out there today. All right, so I'm just working those score lines, and I'm going to grab a this thing, corner rounder. We're going to round the small segment, the corners on the small segment here. And then we're also going to round the corners on one long side of our pool party designer paper. I love this pack of paper, you guys. And just one more time really quick while we're doing the designer series paper part of this, let me show you one more time. Tomorrow's project is Shortcut Card Sketch number 16 special edition for our sampler and sketch series. This is the same pack of paper for this project as for this project. And look how different they feel, they look. So you're gonna get a lot of varied results, a lot of flexibility, a lot of room for creativity in your crafting out of that paper pack. Isn't that cool? I don't know. I think that that's kind of fun when you can make them look so entirely different. All right, outside pieces. There we go. And we're going to flip over to the outside. We're going to start with this little panel right here with the round corners. Add some adhesive. And this little guy is going to go all the way against, almost touching the fold. Uh-oh, not uphill. I prefer straight on. Thank you. There we go. Nice and level. And this one goes into those rounded corners, almost to the edge. There's just barely a blue margin around. Then the next pattern. Now, if you've got a directional pattern here, you want to keep that in mind. The box is going to close up like this. So you want to keep in mind if you've got directional paper. I don't. It's just stripes, so it's easy. Skip the bottom, unless you want to put paper on the bottom. I don't want to. And then there. So there's the outside of the box. We're going to flip back to the inside of the box. Got the two segments here. We're going to flip down this corner and add some adhesive. You could do liquid glue, tear and tape here. Flip down this corner. Uh-oh. Come on. Don't fail me now, fast fuse. I love this stuff. A little blast from the past with my fast fuse. All right. Then we're going to bring the back up so that this edge comes to this fold. And there's one. And I need my bone folder. We'll burnish that. And then this fold right here is going to match up with this edge right here. And then we can burnish that down. There's our fun triangle treat box. Cutie, right? Okay, let's get some Velcro. I've got a Velcro dot. I'm going to cut it in half. Nancy says rain all next week. Well, that's what we get because this week was pretty dry. I don't know. Yeah, I was looking at, I don't know what app is on my phone, but this week was supposed to be pretty dry all week long. I haven't even looked at next week. I got to get through 2 lives, one today, one tomorrow. And then Father's Day and Gideon's birthday. And I'm not even looking at next week yet. Isn't that terrible? I'm just trying to survive Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But yeah, this week I didn't see any rain at all for this week. But today looks like it's going to be a little drippy. I hope not. Just cloudy maybe. All right, I cut my circle in half. You can use 2 circles if you don't want the cut edge, but 1 in half and then putting it on the corners works nicely. I've got the fuzzy side and I'm going to stick that right here on the corner. And then I'm going to do the same thing, get the fuzzy side on this one. But you know what? Next week, so Gideon's birthday is Monday, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm not live. Maybe it's a good, if next week is all rainy, that'll be good for the garden. And I can stay in and stamp. I've got ideas. Me and Jan had a planning meeting, Nancy, and I've done some design stuff. We got some packets to produce. Now I'm going to remove the liner off of these Velcro. Put the long flap up, the short flap down, and burnish. Skip this guy. And I'm going to separate those Velcro carefully. I don't want to pull it off on the adhesive. I want the contact between the two to break. Good. Got my crunchy side here. I'll just burnish those on. And then my soft side of my Velcro here. And I'll just burnish those on, make sure they stick. Can put some ribbon. Now, I said this on the recorded video too. I'm going to wrap my flap in Sweet Sorbet ribbon. You don't have to wrap the flap in Sweet Sorbet ribbon, especially if you're making 6 of these to just have on hand to give away. Maybe you don't want to use that much ribbon. So if you're making these, you can wrap the flap now and tie a bow off to the left side, or tie a little bow and put it aside for just a minute, and we'll put it on after with a little glue dot. I like the way that the ribbon kind of covers the seam between the two designer series papers. Even though you don't see much of it, I think it's a nice finish. But if you're making 6 of these to just go give them away, save your strawberry slush ribbon if you'd like, and just tie a little bow, and you can stick it on there with a glue dot after you put your party tag around it. Okay, so keep that in mind. You don't have to wrap it if you don't want to. And there's our sweet little bow. Let's cut away from the spool. Nancy says hello from Oklahoma. Hey, how are you? I'm glad you're here for our party in a box. Birthday party in a box. All right, we've got our birthday party in a box coming together. 2 more pieces of designer series paper. And measurements are on the project sheet. Project sheet should be posted later today. We're working on it. I've got a massive headache though. I think we're gonna have it done today. I think we're gonna have tomorrow's stuff done tomorrow. I think we're gonna stay on schedule for the week, but I'm just putting one foot in front of the other right now. Oh, my head. All right, pool party pattern on the inside, then a little contrast accent strip of old olive right across the bottom. We can add our little 2-tone cardstock heart. Let me show you that if you're just joining us. We are working on getting another 2-tone cardstock sampler group together. So if you're interested, let me know. Here's the Sweet Sorbet, and then here's the light Sweet Sorbet on the other side. I'm going for the full strength Sweet Sorbet on this project, but on the In Color Club cards that match this, we're going to be using both sides of the Sweet Sorbet 2-tone on the cards with these heart die cuts, and they just really look pretty awesome. All right, so we got our heart. Let me make sure I like that placement because my happy birthday is going to come across, and I want to see the heart at the bottom. Good placement. Let's stamp our greetings in our jar. I'll put that aside for a minute. This technique, it took me a minute to master it. I saw this at on stage, and I want to make a jar full of multicolor candles. The stamps in the jar are 3 candles. So it's a candle, a space, 2 candles. This is 1 stamp, and then a single candle. So to get that alternating, there's a little bit of technique involved. Here's my candles. Where did I put my cardstock? Here's my cardstock. And on top of the little bit of alternating in the technique that's involved, I also have an old olive ink pad, and my ink pad was just stamping too dark. So I'm gonna ditch the ink pad, and I ordered a new one, so don't worry. Look at, it's even broken. I got a new one coming. Maybe a new one will be lighter. I'll tell you, my old navy, or my old Night of Navy ink pad was a lot darker than the replacement one that I bought. And I don't know if that just happens with age. Does anybody else notice that? You've got these old style ink pads and you haven't replaced all of them, but you're slowly replacing them as they wear out or break. Are you noticing that when you replace them, they're a lot lighter? My Night of Navy was a lot lighter. Like I replaced it halfway through a project, which was devastating, and I had to pull some things off to make it work. My Real Red got replaced, and that one was a lot brighter than my old Real Red. And I don't know if it just happens, like maybe it's oxidizing or it happens with age, or the old formula for these pads, because the new when these pads came out, they said to, not to re-ink these pads with the re-inkers from this pad because the formula was slightly different. I don't know, but my old olive ink pad was just too dark for this color palette. So between getting the technique right and then trying to get the color right, this took me a little bit. So let me show you. Maybe you can shortcut the process if you want to do this. Because for me, honestly, I bought the sweet jar because of the candle, the multicolor candle. I think that this is just so pretty. It's so happy. It just screams happy birthday. I did my jar in early espresso ink. Now I'm going to take my stamp that has the 3 candles, and I'm going to ink the 2 candles on the right on the edge of the ink pad. I'm not getting any ink on the single candle. I'll flip and then ink the single candle Old Olive. Now, if my Old Olive wasn't so darn dark, I would just ink this one on the side of the Old Olive ink pad, right? And you'll have to tell me what you think about your ink pads and if you're having the same issue with the older pads being much darker than the newer pad when you have to replace them. And I don't replace them unless I have to. I don't know. The style of the case is not important to me. I love the longevity of the product. These 2 are still running strong. I bought them in 2017 or 2018. I don't remember if it was October 18 or 17, and they're still going strong. So I'm happy to keep using them. I don't replace them just for the looks, All right, now we're going to alternate. I cleaned it, and the 1 candle is going to be blue, and the 2 candles are going to be green. And so I'm inking with the marker. If it weren't my Old Olive ink pad, I would just do like this. Okay, so we got to clean the stamp because we're going to rotate the colors again. And the first time I did it, I didn't rotate the colors. The 1 candle was always one color. The 2 candles were always another color. So I could just stamp 3 times across the jar, ink and stamp, and it didn't look right. So you have to clean in between and rotate the colors, the 1 candle. So 1 candle is green, 2 is pink. 1 candle is blue, 2 is green. Now on this one, we're gonna have 1 candle pink, 2 blue. So I'm gonna go ink this one on the edge of my ink pad, and then I'll ink the opposite side with the 2 candles on the edge of my pool party ink pad, and then stamp that. And it really makes a pretty alternating of colors. Now you could stop there if you wanted to, but I want my jar to be packed. So since I want my jar to be packed, I've got the single candle now, and in between, I'm gonna stamp. And I tried to do this one where this single candle was all. So let's take this for an example. I had this one green, these 2 pink, and then the single candle blue, and then just repeated 1 green, 2 pink. It just didn't look right. So I'm sharing all this with you because I think that it took me, I don't know, a lot of time. It took me a lot of time and a lot of trying to get the pattern to look nice. And if somebody would have just spent a little time, and that's the thing, the demonstrator that did this at Onstage presented it, but I did not get the technique part, and it really does make a difference. So now I'm going to switch to pink. That you have to rotate through the colors makes a difference. And then the last one we're going to do is green. So one more time. And once you've got it, once you've got the rotating of colors, it's not hard anymore. That's the thing. It was so hard for me to get it right. It was so much trial and error, a whole bunch of jars that looked crazy, partly because my old olive was too dark, but also partly because I wasn't getting the rotation right. And hopefully you can get this and just do a bunch of them really fast. And while you're doing it, if you're making 6 of them, you stamp 6 jars. You stamp your green and pink 6 times, then you clean your stamp. You stamp your blue and green 6 times, then you clean your stamp. You stamp your pink and blue 6 times, then you clean your stamp. So that's also why I have mentioned on this one that you can make 6 from the supplies that I bought. And it's a good batch work one, but because of rotating to clean the stamp or rotating the cleaning the stamp, to do 6 of them at one time is going to be a lot more efficient. Okay? Was that good? Could it be the re-inker? It could at this point be the re-inker. This because the re-inker is just as old as the ink pad is for me. Like I said, I bought my ink pad when I first joined Stampin' Up. So I don't remember if it was 17 or 18, October of 17 or 18. And so the re-inker could oxidize just as easy as the ink pad. And if it's the ink pad and I keep adding ink to it, which I do, it's still going to be really dark. I don't know. I'm really excited to get my new Old Olive ink pad. I put it on an order earlier this week and test to see if the new Old Olive is lighter. I'm leaving my early espresso. I'm bringing my Stampin' Paris matte back in for just a minute. And those 2 halves of the tag. Uh-oh. Well, maybe. How did I lose it? Oh, it's on the floor right next to me. I got it. We want to do party and happy birthday. I'm going to do early espresso. Oh, you know what else I got to do is the flames on this. So we'll do that in a second too. So party, because it's a party in a box. And both of these greetings, party and happy birthday, are from the same set. It's all from the sweet jar. I love this sweet jar, but I especially love the candles. All right, now last step, put this one. Now I know I've heard it a lot that, you know, once you put the lid on the jar, there's going to be no flame on the candles anyways. And that's very literal. And so if you're literal like that, don't put the flames on. But I thought they were kind of cute. So I am going to put the flames on, and then I'm going to put the lid on. And I know in real life it would extinguish those candles. But on my treat box, I like the little pop of yellow. That is the flames. So the flames have 3 that match up with the stamp that is 3 candles. So I'm just inking, stamping, and getting 3 candles at a time with the flames. And then the single one that we did in between, alternating, that one doesn't have a flame. Now it also, the single flame is like a sparkler. It's like the flame with like bing, bing, bing all around it. Too busy for my liking. So I'm just going to clean my stamp. I'm going to make sure my stamp is dry. And then I'm going to grab the corner of the ink pad and ink one little flame and just finish those single candles that we put in between the 3 with the one little flame. I'm getting good at this. I got a lot of practice. Now, put that aside and we're going to punch this one out. Let's see here. If I want to check on Facebook, I got to click this. So let me do that while I'm putting my thing away. Joe says, cute set. Thank you. I agree with you. It was one of the first things I ordered with the May online exclusive. So it is online exclusive. The jar is now part of a suite. So be careful with that suite sale. It will not count as your half price or earn you something for half price. But what it can be is if you take your suite items and you put suite items on, but you don't get to that $72.50. The $72.50 is the magic number that you want to get to, because that keeps your shipping at 11% and not more than 11% because of the $7.95 minimum. So you want to think about 11 or about $72.50. So if you get a couple of ribbons or a couple of embellishments or a couple of designer series paper packs, and you don't want to pay more than 11% shipping, so like the designer series paper we're using today, and the designer series paper that we're using for Card Club this month are both buy one, get one half off. So you could do 2 papers, they're $12.50, buy one, get one half off, but then you're only at like 30 or then you're only at like $25. So then you can put the Sweet Jar bundle on, and then you don't pay more than that 11% shipping. And the $7.95 on a $30 something order is going to be more than 11% shipping. Do you guys, are you picking up what I'm putting down there? So keep that in mind. You need some of those things that are not sweet products to balance out and get you to that $72.50. That's when you throw in like the sailing bundle or the jar bundle, the ones that are online exclusive, not part of a suite. All right, I'm going to put a little glue on my party. I'm going to map my party with pool party. Just line up the whole of the tag, but let the end or the side pop out. Get a pool party mat there. I'm going to put a little glue on top of my jar and put the lid on. It's okay. They're not real candles. They're fake, so they're not going to go out, even when I put the lid on. All right. Nina, I love you. Nina says they're battery operated and could have flames, so keep them on. They look great. Oh, goodness, I'm glad you're here, and thanks for playing along. Oh, that makes me so happy. All right, let's see here. Joan's here from Washington State. I said hi, Joan, when you said cute, 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 but I'm glad you're here. Patty, I'm glad you're here, too. Corinne says we've had strong storms in San Antonio the last 2 days, over 6 inches of rain. That's Stampin' weather. Everybody okay? All right, Nadine says, hi, Marisa. It's so fun to watch you today. I'm glad to see you, my friend. Happy Thursday. All right, let me cut up. Joy says it's raining in Alberta, Canada, too. Maybe it's part of my headache as this cloud's coming in. Oh, Lisa, how are you? I'm glad to see you. Okay, let's get the jar on the box and the birthday in the box, and then we're going to use our little floss starter and add our tag. So let's start with this little glue here and pop this right here. So now our inside greeting is done. When you put this jar on, it's going to hang off the bottom of the flap. So let's close this up, get some dimensionals, and we're going to add the dimensional on the box, not on the jar. Because if we add it on the box instead of on the jar, well, we'll do a combination. But if we add the bottom piece of dimensional on the box and not on the jar, we don't take a chance of putting it too low on the jar and closing our box with the dimensionals. See how it hangs past the flap of the box right there? You put the dimensional too low, then you glue your box shut. So instead, put your dimensional here on the box and then flip over, and you can put a little bit like here on the lid. And if you want to get really crazy, because I always say when you do boxes this cute, they're going to get passed around. People are going to open it and close it and show it off, and it's going to get passed around. So you might as well put a little extra dimensionals on there so that as it gets open and closed and oohed and awed, it doesn't get disassembled. All right, so put the jar so that the handle is up at the top of the fold, but it's off the bottom edge a little bit. Got my party and my linen thread, which is only mildly buried. You guys are just joining. If I do that, can you see the top of that? No, because it's a triangle. No matter how I put this, you can't see it. Maybe if I put my fast fuse, then you could see the front. Still needs to be taller than that. I know. Put my fast fuse and my gummy eraser. There you go. Now you can kind of see the front. That's the problem with the triangle box and the camera in this position. It's straight down on the fold, but there's the front. All right, linen thread, floss starter. Got those on Amazon. They're for flossing between like a retainers and dental fixtures. I'm gonna go from the front, pull the linen thread through, take the lead on the floss threader, and you're going to put that lead right underneath the sweet sorbet bow. And see, here's our little floss threader coming out the top. And then it'll pull that linen thread right underneath there for you. And then you can tie this tag on with a thread knot right now, or with a bow. I'm doing a bow on top of a bow because I'm crazy like that. And I love the way the linen thread texture with the curly ends. I love the way that looks. All right, so there is that guy. Give a little pull, make it a little smaller, and then you can cut that away from the spool. Oh, went out with those scissors. You guys have paper scissors that are like that just bounce right off of the linen thread? Mine are so dull. All right, then I need a double dimensional, or we'll do a double mini because that's what I got sitting here. So take 2 minis, stack them up, because the knot on that bow is kind of high. Take one side off, and then you're going to lift your tag, and you can put it high on the tag or put it right on the box, double dimensional, and then you can secure that tag so it stays right where you want it. There's our party. Happy birthday. And let's fill it up with treats and get a little bit of sparkle. I went with the classic, or the basic rhinestones, because I have a lot of these small ones left, and the silver foil on the jar and the silver of these basic rhinestones is a really nice complement. I love the treat box here because I can put one on the inside. I'm going to get one bigger one for the inside also. I can put them on the inside, which is fun. You can't really do that on a card, otherwise it impresses on the outside. One candle, one horn, one birthday cake lint truffle. You could put a book of matches in there for that candle if you're giving it to a responsible recipient. Fold that up, and let's grab a couple more of these little rhinestones. I'm going to put a couple on the box right here. Oh, maybe I'm not. That one doesn't want to stick. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. You know what? If it gives me that much trouble, I'm afraid it'll just fall off. So we're just going to skip that one. I'm going to put 1, 2 right here. And that, my friends, is an entire birthday party in one little triangle treat box. What do you think? You like it? I hope you do. They're pretty fast to make. And if you make 6 of them, like you can get the 6 horns. I got these at the Dollar Tree. And do your 6 candle jars all at one time. You don't have to clean in between each time for each jar. So batch work it. And you have these on hand. And everybody's birthday is now a party. What a great way to recognize somebody's birthday, to acknowledge their special day, even if it sneaks up on you, because you can have these made and on hand. Cute? You like that? Linda said, super cute. Thank you. If you've got any questions about the project, you can email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com, or if you've got questions about the sweet sale, the buy one, get one 50% off. If you're interested in how did you like that two-tone cardstock for the heart, it really showed the difference. Let me show you this one. This is going to be the Stampin' Stick card class and in Color Club Sweet Sorbet. Look at those two-tone hearts on the matching card. So all that is 2 sides, both sides of the same paper. If you're interested in getting in on a two-tone cardstock sampler, we're about halfway there. We can accommodate up to like 24 people. We're not quite half full with people who are interested. I'm not putting out payment links for it until we have half to 3/4 full. I can't absorb 54 packs, much more than half a pack myself right now. So I am looking for people to fill that sampler. If you're interested in getting that, email me and we'll put you on the list and send the links when we get to half to 3/4. You can do a 6x12 sample for $38. That includes shipping to you. Or you can do a 12x12 sample for $70, and that includes shipping too. It's 54 sheets. This is it. If you weren't here at the beginning, two-tone cardstock sampler that you can do 6 by 12 or 12 by 12. Just let me know in the email, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com, which you're interested in. $38, one of every two-tone cardstock and the white willow. Or we'll do a 12 by 12 sheet, one 12 by 12 sheet of every color. So either 54 12 by 12 sheets or 54 6 by 12 sheets. If you're interested in getting in on that, email me. If we can get enough people, I'll send out the links as soon as we get enough interest to cover at least half to 3/4 of it, okay? Donna says, adorable, you always find the cutest fillers. Oh, thank you. This one was totally inspired by my daughter, Desi. She works in our Jewel, which is our local grocery store. It's an Albertsons, so you might have like Albertsons by you. She is the cake decorator in the bakery, and she puts these birthday cake lint truffles on some of her cakes. She's like, Mom, they're so cute on the cake. And after I made this card and said I wanted to make a party in a box to match this, she's like, I'm going to get you some of those lint truffles from work. And that's how it was first the card for In Color Club. And then I wanted to make the matching box with the party. And then this was the first filler that went in there. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any on Amazon that had it in stock. So check your groceries or your... And then, but that's how it went. It was fun. It was really fun. All right, so I will see you guys again tomorrow. I'm going to be here at noon for our first shortcut card sketch in the paper sampler and summer sketch series. So if you got the paper sampler, the original paper sampler from us, and you're waiting for the sketch series to start, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm using the same designer paper and shortcut card sketch number 16, special edition. And I'll see you tomorrow for our card sketch. All right. Kathy and Joy say adorable and so cute. Corinne says, thank you. My pleasure. I'll see you tomorrow if you're not busy at noon Central Time. Ruth says, so cute. I'm going to try and create for Father's Day, but need to work on alternative closing as I don't have Velcro dots. Thanks. Oh, Ruth, tie it around this way. So find something kind of masculine, something, twine or jute, the in color jute twines would be good for a man. The leather trim, and tie it around this way to close it if you'd like to, and then that'll just close it up, and then stick whatever you're decorating with or your sentiment over the ribbon right here. Secure it to the flap of the box. So then what happens is your recipient unties the box and this stays stuck to the flap when they open. Is that clear as mud? So that's the other way you can do without a Velcro. What else could you do without a Velcro? I don't know. You can't really clip it because that would crush it. But I think if you tie it up, just find something that's kind of going to work with your Father's Day design. Jan says, hello, Stamper. Sitting at the airport waiting for my son coming home from LV, Las Vegas. I'm glad you're here with us. Nancy says, feel better. Oh, thank you. I don't know. I got this headache that's just killing me. And the problem is I got the Advil, but I forgot to take them. They're sitting behind me. So I'm going to go take those Advil. Ruth says, thank you. Great idea. My pleasure. Oh, that's this. Dismiss. I still have my pick up from school alarm set, but we're not going to school right now. It's summertime. Oh, good. All right, you guys. I'm going to get this project sheet on the blog ASAP. We think we're on track to get it there for you today. I don't think I'm going to be late. I think tomorrow's going to be fine for the shortcut card sketch tomorrow too. But this headache is killing me. So if I don't have it there today, I'll have it tomorrow and then Fridays on Saturday. But we'll see. Just know that that's what's going on. But there is a project sheet coming. Okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a really great evening. And find me here, same bat channel, noon Central Time. All right, guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye.